Okay, got some more spicy recipes for you, and sometimes you just want a little extra flavor to steak or chicken or pork chop, and it's real easy to make homemade rubs. You've heard about rubs before, maybe at barbecue contests and things like that. And what they are basically a blend of seasonings, sometimes sugar, and you rub it on whatever you're cooking, let it sit for a little bit, and then grill it up or fry it up in a skillet. And it just adds so much flavor. Now, there are a zillion different rub combinations, but I'm just going to make 3 of them, all a little different. First, I'm going to make the classic rub. And this actually is something that you'd rub onto ribs before you were cooking them, or pork chops. Or chicken. This one wouldn't be so great for steaks. A lot of the rubs that those barbecuers use at their contests, and cook-offs and things like that, have a little bit of sugar in them. So this rub starts out with a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. And these are all equal parts. 1/4 cup of paprika. 1/4 cup of kosher salt. And black pepper. And don't worry, we're going to put all the ingredients on our website. So you mix that all together, the sugar and the spices. And then this will keep in your pantry. It makes quite a big batch, but always remember, if you've got a big piece of meat or some ribs, you just want to, be very generous with these rubs. But there's a couple things that you can do. You can keep any leftovers in a jar. And it'll keep for about 6 months, but I'm thinking you're probably going to use it before then. So that's just the basic kind of a barbecue rub. Basically the salt, pepper, paprika, and sugar. Label it, makes a great gift too. So there's rub number 1, just an all-purpose rub when you're doing pork or chicken. Next, I'm going to move over to, I'm cleaning up my spice mess here, to a great southwestern rub. And this one is yummy on steaks, chicken, seafood, and we've got some great Southwest flavors here. So we're going to start out with some chili powder. 4 tablespoons of that. 4 tablespoons of cumin. Thank you, Ann. We've got some onion powder. 4 tablespoons of that. Garlic powder. 2 teaspoons of that. Tablespoons, excuse me. We've got some kosher salt, and don't worry, the exact ingredients are on our website. Kosher salt is always good to use in rubs because it's just a little more coarse salt, and it really, you're able to really have, pick it up for one thing, but that flavor is really going to get into the meat. And the last but not least, we've got some cayenne pepper, and this is, depending on how spicy you want it. But a tablespoon or 2 of that as well. So this is our Southwest seasoning rub. And what you do, again, is, put it in a Ziploc baggie or into a jar. But when it comes to making this, I've got a wonderful steak here, a ribeye. You want to put kind of a crust on this steak. So got my grill pan nice and hot, or you can do this on your outdoor grill, and just get that guy on there. And then when you take this off the grill, you're going to have that nice crust. And this is great with a little bit of, when it comes off the grill, a little squeeze of lime juice on there. Man, good stuff. Okay, I've got one more rub recipe for you. And as I started the show today, I made that great jambalaya, and I talked a little bit about how, we were using an all-purpose Cajun seasoning that I just picked up at the grocery store, and how there are so many different Cajun seasoning blends that you can find at the grocery store. That spice aisle just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And Cajun seasonings, have things like garlic and cayenne pepper and paprika and oregano and, onion powder and things like that. But if you don't have, a Cajun seasoning blend bottle in your cupboard and you're craving something Cajun, you don't have to run out to the grocery store and buy one. You can actually take ingredients that you have right in your pantry and make your own Cajun seasoning, just like we made these other rubs. So this one, and most rubs, or a lot of the rubs that I found, and I'm just going to take my little cheat sheet here because we've got lots of little spices here. I start out with some paprika. and that gives it some nice color. So 2 tablespoons of paprika. I've got 1 tablespoon of onion powder. I've got 1 teaspoon of dried oregano and 1 teaspoon of dried thyme. Again, I'm using kosher salt, and it's, it comes in a box, and it's not expensive at all. But you're going to find, whenever you're seeing a lot more people using kosher salts when it comes to, seasoning meats and things like that. And the nice thing about it, again, is it's coarse, and you can pick it up, and it just kind of really sticks to that steak. And so more and more, that's becoming a very, when I first heard of kosher salt, I was like, what is it, and where do you get it, and why do I need it? Well, now I fall in love with it. Cayenne pepper, and it's up to you how much cayenne pepper you want to throw in here. We're going to do about a teaspoon. About a teaspoon of black pepper. And last but not least, we're going to throw in 2 teaspoons of garlic pepper. So that's just a good all-purpose Cajun seasoning that you can use when you're making, Cajun food. Put this on some fish, fry it up in a skillet, and all of a sudden you have, blackened fish. Toss it with shrimp, chicken, and it's wonderful. So make your own rubs. All the recipes for those 3 rubs you can find on our website. And we'll be right back.